Teresa's in Tampa, Florida. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you and Rachel for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Sure. How can we help?
I have a question. I work for a very small company. There are 7 employees. I'm a geriatric care manager, and I make about $40,000 a year. And I had a client that passed away a couple of months ago, and out of the blue, her family sent me a check written out to me as a gift. They said it was a small token of their appreciation for taking care of their loved one, and it's for $5,000.
Wonderful.
And that's a lot. That's a lot of money for me. But our company doesn't have a policy against gifts or about monetary gifts. So my boss is trying to figure out what she wants me to do. I have sent an email to the person that gave it to me and said, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. But, I don't feel like I can accept this money. But they are insisting that I keep it.
Good. They should. And it's none of your boss's business if he doesn't have a policy.
Well, that's kind of my question. I have in my heart, if they insist that I keep it, if I can't get out of it, I have definitely some charities that I want it to go to and some things that I know were near and dear to my client's heart to remember her by.
Teresa,
yes.
No. You're supposed to have this money. You served these people, and they were grateful. You're supposed to enjoy this money. You don't need to feel guilty. You didn't do anything wrong. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and left a tip that was a really nice tip for somebody that gave you did a great job waiting on the table?
As much as I can do.
I know, but if you left a nice tip where you were kind of like, that was a good tip.
Yeah.
Did you want that person to feel guilty and go give it to a charity because they didn't deserve it? No, they deserved it. They waited on your table and did a good job, and you were honoring them, and it honored you to be able to do that, to give them that tip. Don't mess this up.
Oh.
This was for you. You did great. This is an attagirl.
Well, thank you for that. I not only feel guilty, my boss has been kind of mentioning different ways she thinks it ought to be spent. And
I don't care what he thinks. It's not his money.
It's not her money. It was made out to you, right, from this family.
Yes. Okay.
Now, if I am your boss, I am going to be, not with you, but this raises a question in the business that you all are in. If I'm leading this organization, I think he should or she should put a policy in place that limits gifts, because we don't want the caregivers that people are paying for with our company to get wrong motivations where they try to snuggle up with the person they're taking care of in order to get money. And we don't want this to turn toxic. You didn't do that. But if I'm in your business, I want to make sure the caregivers are not being toxic in order to, try to get some sugar daddy thing going on.
Yeah, and that's the boss's problem, though.
Yeah, but that's their problem, and this just makes them recognize that. But they don't get a vote. This is your money.
Absolutely.
And I want you to enjoy it. If you want to give a little bit of it, I'll give you a maximum. No more than $500. The other $4,500 has to be spent to further your life and your income. This was for you, Teresa. Part of the art of giving is also learning to receive. And it's very hard for some folks to receive. But this is for you. Please don't give it away. It is dishonoring to the people that sent it to you. If they wanted it to go to the ministry, that support a ministry that the person that died, they would have given it to that ministry. They didn't give it to them. They gave it to you.
And considering they wrote you a check thanking you, they probably have been giving elsewhere. They're probably a family of givers, and they probably said, "Wow, you took care of my mom. My mom loved Teresa. She probably that woman you took care of probably talked about you, Teresa, all the time to her family.
Yep.
And when she passed, they said, we want to bless Teresa because she blessed us. So you're good. You're good.
That's it. And we've had the pleasure as Ramseys to do that kind of thing many times, and we fully expect it to go to you. And if I were on this family side, I would be telling you the exact same thing. And by the way, they are telling you the exact same thing. I'm telling you. You keep it and know it's not your boss's, and know your boss doesn't get a vote. If your boss wants to put a policy in place for future things, then that's okay. They can do that. And that might not be a bad idea.
And to kind of help ease the pain for you, Teresa, of taking this $5,000. We will say, like, if someone gets a big inheritance or a grandparent leaves a chunk of money to a grandson or granddaughter, whatever the case is, we do say, yeah, there's a level of you can honor their legacy really well and use this money maybe to pay off debt or to save or to do something great to further your life. You can just go spend it. I don't care. But for you to ease that a little bit, maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to help pay down my car and start working my way to get out of debt, whatever the case is.
Now, whatever you do with it, think of the lady that you cared for. Is she smiling when you're doing that with that money? And then you're honoring her legacy. She's in heaven watching you, and she's smiling. She probably is already smiling about this conversation. You're awesome, Teresa. You have a sweet, sweet heart.